us, remembering what St. James said in his letter, make no mistake about this. All that is good, all that is perfect, is given us from above. Our families, and all those who share their goodness with us. Thank you, nature, with its many wonders, the seasons, the rain to make things grow, for the flowers and all living things. Thank you for kind works, for praise, for our talents, for our skills, for learning and teaching, for hope in the future. For all things, we thank you. Amen.
I hope you all don't mind if I take off my cap. It just feels a bit more comfortable. But regardless of whether you like it or not, I am doing it nonetheless. And with that, I'll continue on the speech. Well, good afternoon, everyone. You know, when I first heard that I was to be the valedictorian of this class, I must admit that I had some difficulties with writing a speech. Given only 10 days, I had to choose a suitable topic and goal for my valedictorian speech. As you might expect, I thought long and hard about it for quite some time. I asked myself, what is a valedictorian speech supposed to accomplish? First, I thought that it should be reflective on all the good times that this class has experienced together, a farewell speech of sorts. Then I thought, what if that proves to be too boring? Wouldn't everyone be more appreciative if I made the speech a bit more interesting? So I considered a humorous speech, a speech that would occupy everyone's interest and perhaps even provide some enjoyment as well. Unfortunately, since my humor is almost solely reserved to expert sarcasm and jokes about crack, I realized that such an approach would not prove to be particularly well received. Exhaustive use of ideas concerning despite all of the useful advice that I asked for and received, I had not found a solution to my dilemma. Finally, after all the input, thought, and reflection, I realized that I could not make my speech for parents, relatives, or for myself. Instead, my speech would have to be suited for you, the graduating class. Any other approach, I decided, would be misguided and foolish. This graduation is about you, the friends which I have known for years, and so I wrote my speech. Before I continue, however, I would like to share a short story with you. Once, there lived a man who was born in a small city not unlike Missoula. His parents tried to raise him as they thought they should, stressing a decent moral existence. He attended church every Sunday with his parents, who imbued him with respect for what is good, holy, and pure. Every Friday night was considered family night, a night when he and his family did something fun together. When the time came for him to go to school, his parents told him about the importance of education and learning. All throughout school, he followed his parents' direction, studying for tests and turning in homework on time, and he was a good student. When his parents suggested that he join the band, he assented. When they later suggested that he join the basketball team, he also agreed. In high school, things changed a bit as he spent time with his friends, going to school sporting events, parties, and such, but he still maintained his good grades and dutifully attended church with his family every Sunday. As the senior year approached, his parents tried to help him select a college to attend, and finally he decided on his father's alma mater. After graduating from high school, he proceeded on to college as one of the top students in his class. He had a hard time adjusting to life away from his parents, but they were only about 200 miles away, so he could go to see them. Finally, after obtaining his master's degree in business, he set out into the real world, eager to make a fortune for himself and his wife, whom he had just recently married. Indeed, his intelligence, resolve, and work ethic proved to be the proper ingredients for success, and soon he had not only achieved financial security, but also 2 children as well. As he neared middle age, however, he started to wonder about his life and his meaning. What was the meaning of his life? What would he do next? As he reflected on his life, filled with success and prosperity, he felt a great emptiness within himself. Lapsing into depression, he tried to fill the emptiness. First, he tried to fill it with family, but his wife and children could not help him in this regard. Next, he tried religion, but for some reason, God could not totally fill the hole which he felt deep inside. Finally, he turned to alcohol and drugs, but they only made the emptiness seem greater. Depressed, suicidal, and empty, he checked himself into a hotel in a remote town. He packed no clothes, no toiletries. The only thing he brought with him was a handgun and a few shells. As he lay on the bed in his hotel room with a gun pressed between his lips, he realized that his entire life had been devoid of any real substance. He had always did what was expected of him, doing everything the way everyone else did or wanted him to do. He had hardly shown even a glimmer of true independent thought or individuality, despite his 35 years of worldly experience. He realized that his life was practically meaningless, and so he ended it in that dingy hotel. So, what was the point of this sad story? Well, it is quite simple indeed. Don't be like that man. Every day of my life I see people exactly like this man. Lifeless, empty men and women without any real individuality. Tell me, what good are you if you act, think, and feel like everyone else? What is your value if you don't display independent thought or a sense of uniqueness? What are you worth without your individuality? Without your individuality, your own distinct sense of self, you are worth practically nothing. You might as well be dead. True, you are still a person, a human being, but you are capable of so much more. How many times have you been told that you are unique, that there is no one else like you? Do you believe that? Well, I don't. I believe that everyone has the capacity to achieve true individuality, but that actually attaining that status is truly rare indeed. And what about those who actually fulfill their potential by becoming truly unique individuals? These fortunate souls become the Gandhis, the Newtons, the Jesuses of the world. They are the ones who truly change things. My friends, don't compromise your individuality. Never, ever just go along with what everyone else does without thinking about it yourself. Show some independent thought. Show that you are different. I implore you, don't throw away your individuality. Every one of you can be a truly unique person, capable of accomplishing feats others only dream of. It doesn't matter if you're the most successful person in the world, the most influential, the most powerful, unless you have achieved your own self-potential. Therein lies true success, in becoming that person, becoming that truly unique individual. And so, my friends, my message for today is quite simple. Don't compromise your greatest asset, yourself. On a more personal note, I would like to close by acknowledging a few people. First, I would
In a few short moments, you're going to be on your way. Where we're going isn't so relevant or important as how we get there. In today's society, we're taught that success can be measured by the clothes we wear, the car we drive, the career we choose, or the person we date and or marry. Nothing can be further from the truth. Who we are is a gift from God given to us when he or she only knew of our existence. At that very moment of conception, the physical world mingles with the spiritual, and we were set on a course of being that is a mystery as we live it, but reads like a fantastic novel when we look back on our lives. This will be your life. But what kind of a life will it be? What is the secret to a successful life? The secret isn't to go out there and make a living. The secret is to go out there and make a life. Don't leave here today with the idea of being rich. Trust me, if you seek money, you'll earn every penny of it. Rather, set your goal as a fulfilling life that will reap the rewards of peace, contentment, and joy. Then the pennies will fall from heaven. Let me tell you a story of one of my heroes, Hildegard of Bingen. Hildegard was a nun who worked at Mount Disabode Monastery with several other nuns in the 12th century. She cooked and cleaned and did the laundry for the monks who also lived and prayed there. When Hildegard was 42, she fell ill and was confined to bed. Lord, she prayed, let me die. Believing her prayers to be answered, Hildegard prepared herself for a peaceful sleep. Finally able to rid herself of the chores and mindless daily existence. As she lay there wondering why she wasn't dead yet, an angel came to her and said, Hildegard, get out of that bed. And Hildegard said, no, I'm going to die. Die, scoffed the angel. You have to live in order to die. All you've had so far is a life, and you haven't done diddly with it. The purpose of life isn't to go through the stages of living with your eyes closed and our dreams pent up behind a wall of fears and self-doubt. You were meant to dream, to create, to reach out and touch the beauty of life through your creation. And with that, Hildegard had a vision. She described her prior condition of voicelessness and frustration as formed from erroneous thinking and doubt in herself. When she let go of the I can't syndrome, her spiritual awakening began. So Hildegard got out of bed, left Mount Disabode and moved to Mount Rupert, taking the rest of the nuns and the dowries with her. There she oversaw the construction of her own convent with piped-in water. Her artwork gave birth to new symbolic forms and pictures which were unknown in the Middle Ages. Her visions were captured as 36 illuminations. She had imagery in her mandalas that touched on the universal imagery of life, symbols that can be found in the ancient artwork of the Hopi Indians, artwork that was created by the Hopi before they ever met a European. Her other accomplishments are equally as staggering. Hildegard became a prominent preacher, a doctor, a scientist, a poet, and a composer, writing 9 books on theology, medicine, science, and physiology. She also found time to write 70 poems. Hildegard faced herself and her fears. She faced the artificial constraints of society and made her own voice heard. She castigated the Pope for his timidity and an emperor for his moral blindness. She taught scholars and preached to the clergy and laity as no women before her had done. In 1982, Bear & Company published her work for the first time in English. Her music is currently being performed and recorded, and her artwork has influenced modern artists like Picasso. Hildegard stepped from the constraints of society, where I can't is the axiom, into a world of self-empowerment where I can is the theme of our life. The same voice that Hildegard heard is the same voice that dwells in us, the voice that was our first birthday gift, a gift from God given to us at conception, a special gift, the gift of being. Making a life is far from making a living. Making a life means that we get to know who we are as individuals, not the person that mom or dad or our friends want us to be, but the person that we want to be. That means we have to face ourselves. we have to look in the mirror and say, no one is going to keep me from being what I want to be today, starting with you. We have already been given the gifts we need in our life. The gift to write great books, the gift to create art that touches generations and beyond, the gift to forge ahead into the unknown and discover a tiny fragment of the vast, unrealized reality that exists out there in the universe. The gift to hold a child in fear and give him courage. All this is within you. It has always been there, untouched and crystalline. Genius is nothing more than drinking from the spring of knowledge that flows forth from our existence, satisfying our thirst with the elixir of life left in a simple earthen cup by God the day when we were conceived. Stephen Hawking, Samuel Clemens, Helen Keller, Leonardo da Vinci, Sojourner Truth drank from that very same cup, and then brought the gift of themselves to the world. Let's take that first step here today. Close your eyes. Come on. Picture yourself as a small child, running, laughing, playing, sometimes angry, mostly happy, exploring a whole new world. Now ask that small child, what do you want to be when you grow up? Keeping your eyes closed, we watch ourselves grow until we get to 14 years old. Your first day at Loyola. Awkward, unbalanced, trying to fit in, always doing or saying the wrong thing, it seems. But it's all right. You are where you should be in life. Now ask yourself, what do you want to be when you grow up? Follow yourselves through school. So much you learned, so many questions left unanswered. Friends we made and lost along the way, ideas that captivated our thoughts, until just yesterday before you went to sleep. Ask yourself now, what do I want to be? And hold tight to that dream. Now, let's make a plan. Where are you going and how will you get there? What does it take as far as resources, education, and money? Now start putting the pieces together, one step at a time. You can't climb a mountain in a day, but you can take the first step. As we plan, we should also become goal-oriented. Make your ultimate goal a series of attainable, smaller goals, then move one goal at a time. Finally, live your life to the fullest as you move through your goals. No one ever sat on their deathbed and wished for more time at the office. Living is loving that which you find in your life every day. Your friends, a spouse, your children, everything else can be replaced. But you can never do a day over, so you could have seen your daughter's home run or listened to your son's recital. Love your spouse, or simply walk through the forest and listen to the song of the earth. Live your life as you move through it. It's magical. There, you now have all the ingredients for making a life. It's not a difficult dish to bake, but you have all the spices for it. And with a little courage and faith, you can have your cake and eat it too, as long as you bake it. Along the way, many trials are going to test your dreams. Many times you're going to find yourself at the end of your rope wondering why life isn't fair. It's not fair that there's racism, bigotry, and sexism in the world. It's not fair that Stephen Hawking is a quadriplegic. It wasn't fair that Sojourner Truth was a slave. It wasn't fair that Helen Keller was deaf and blind. Their vision was so strong that they succeeded because it wasn't fair. Life isn't always fair, and because it's unfair, and we see the world for what it is, and are outraged, angry, and hurt. But no matter how loud we scream, it won't change that fact. But the revelation that you see the world as unfair is a revelation that you are moral. Remember that. Now let me tell you a story. I came home in an outrage once, hollering, waving my arms, spitting tacks, stamping my feet, barely able to speak because I was being treated unfairly. My mom listened the way she does when someone she cares about is upset, her head tilted to one side, looking upwards through her bifocals, listening intently to every word. When I finished my tirade, out of exhaustion, I think, she spoke calmly and plainly to me. "Matt," she said, "you're right, that wasn't fair. That's it? That's all she had to say? Obviously, she didn't understand. I'm her son, and I'm hurt. How could she be so cavalier, almost to the point of rolling over and letting the injustices happen? So I had to retell my story. So after retelling my story, and was close to passing out from all the blood that had raced to my head, I looked at her again, confident now that she understood. I would see the strength of my mom right now. And my mom looked at me again, head tilted sideways, looking up through her bifocals, and said, Matt, life isn't fair, and it never was. All we have in life is a chance, some better than others. Now, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Get out there and prove them wrong. So I did. So can you. You can discover yourself as you're truly meant to be. When you read the great myths and legends of our cultures and cultures past, there's always one underlying theme, the theme of self-discovery. This is where you come into the story today. In a few moments, you can walk up here, and you can move that tassel from one side of your cap to the other. And it's a small gesture, but it's a gesture that is filled with hope and promise. At that moment, the same angel that spoke to Hildegard speaks to you now. Get up out of your bed. Live your dreams. Create beauty in the world. Stand for justice. Your time is now. I love you and good luck.
On behalf of the Missoula Catholic School Board of Education, I'm proud to accept the class of 1998.
Before we go further, I would like to share with you some of the accomplishments of this group of fine young adults. On Friday morning, we had an award ceremony in the school. It took 2.5 hours to go through all of the accolades that these young people have accomplished, and I'd like to share just some of those with you at this time. 98% of this graduating class has decided to go on to post-secondary education. As a group, they have put together $1.7 million of offered scholarships. 36 different institutions will have students from Loyola Sacred Heart next fall. Catholic universities, 7. Gonzaga, Seattle University, Carroll College, St. John's University, University of San Diego, University of Portland, Santa Clara University. 12 other very prestigious universities will have our students. University of Chicago, Reed College, University of Southern California, Mount Holyoke College, Haverford College, Lafayette College, Wellesley College, Willamette University, St. John's University, George Washington University, Boston College, Northwestern University, Trinity College, Bozeman, and Missoula. 26 of our students are acknowledged on the back of your program as being National Honor Society people. The girls, cross-country state champions, the first athletic championship of Loyola in 36 years. Members of the girls' basketball team here have made 2 state tournament appearances. The famous speech and debate, 4 straight state championships. Members of the boys' basketball made 4 straight state championship tournament appearances, and also won the sportsman's trophy in Class B in 1996. We have amongst us a state champion lady golfer for Class B. Good job. We have a softball team that placed 4th in state in the first year of their competition. We have a volleyball team that took 2nd in state tournament in 1996. We have an athlete who has accomplished 12 straight letters of varsity letters in the last 4 years. Good job, Jeff. We have students in this group that are recognized as National Latin Standout accomplishments. And the list goes on and on. The main reason I wanted to share this with you is just to let you know that this is no normal graduating class of students. These people in front of you today are outstanding young adults, and I'm very proud of all of them. Thank you for your accomplishments.
Jeremy Arthur Gaylor.
Rebecca Lee Alexander.
Jillian Rose Woods.
Dale Stephen Stoll.
Johann Manuel Sandoval.
Angela Marie Giuliani.
Megan Bernice Doherty.
Michael Hawkins O'Brien.
Stephen James Karski.
Catherine Louise Alexander.
Anna Louise Phoenix.
Samuel Boyd Karras.
David Joseph Hartman.
Jennifer Lynn Anderson.
Angela Marie Benishek.
William W. Gamar.
Stephen Enoch Brown.
Courtney Marie Moran Wasepka.
Tara Marie Sullivan.
Drew Donovan Killian.
Andy Edward Robertson.
Carrie Courtney Brown.
Elena Christine Sampson.
Adam Ray Brady.
Brian Matthew Crouch.
Anna Laura Lenius.
And Michael Schwank.
Adrian Patrick Kirscher.
Dan Earl Warman.
Nicole Marie Serba.
Jeannie Marie Colston.
Hillary John Benbenning II.
Brandon Michael Edwards.
Jennifer Erin Blackford.
Danielle Marie Nash.
Luke Stephen Powell.
Scott Matthew Welch.
Andrea Lee Woodward.
Brooke Petron Allen.
Anthony Brennan Bronco.
Jason Corey Schaefer.
Janelle Marie Epic.
Janelle Marie Biggie.
Gabriel John Hesse.
Joseph Daniel Weber.
Sarah Ann Lowry.
Hillary Derek Parsons.
Jedediah Matthew Link.
Gregory Wayne Halls.
Amber Lee Taylor.
Krista Marie Johnston.
James Richard Jones.
Jeffrey John Appel.
Kevin Michael Fisher.
Megan Marie Burns.
Now let's bow our heads once again and let's together say in our Father for our graduates. Our Father, who art in heaven, thy name be thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. All praise and thanks to you, our God, source of all that is good. Amen. Hallelujah.